Want to know the secret to standing out on social media? It isn't actually doing more, it's actually doing less. I know, that sounds like really backwards, but in a time of everybody preaching, you need to niche down, but no, you need to be the niche, but no, you need to do this, that, the other. This is actually going to come down to one core concept of simplicity. And in my opinion, yes, as a small business owner, I do think you need a niche, but I don't want that to scare you away. And instead, I want to reframe how you approach your niche and how it's going to actually help you gain more visibility instead of less visibility by niching down. Because here's the thing, a lot of that advice around a niche is tailored more towards content creators, influencers, or just everyday users of social media. But you have to remember that you are a small business owner first. And if you want people to remember you, hire you, recommend you, refer you, you do need to have some sort of niche or aspect so that other people can easily remember it and communicate it for you. We need to make it stupidly simple for them to understand who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. And that is where I want to start and really start to shift your perspective around niching down. So with all of this advice out there is one question that really changed how I perceive niches. And I'm hoping it does the same for you too. Instead of thinking I have a niche in blank industry or have a niche in blank topic, instead, I want you to answer the question of what do I want to be known for? Now, your mind might immediately go to what you do, like what service you provide, what you offer. And honestly, you probably do a lot of things. So this might not be the exact answer for you. I need you to start thinking a little bit more big picture. And honestly, the answer to this question is more important than any algorithm hack, any content strategy, any trending audio, because if you cannot answer that question in one simple sentence, your audience can't either. They're either confused or it's too complex. And then therefore, they don't remember what you do. They don't remember it well enough to communicate it to other people. And that being start to build a community is becoming known for one thing. Now, to give you an example, for me, I am known for content strategy. That's very broad. And it is not everything that I do as a small business owner. I offer content directing. I offer content creation. I offer consulting and this and that and the other. I talk about repurposing. I talk about batching. I talk about Canva. I talk about tools, all kinds of different things. And it all fits under that umbrella of content strategy. It's pretty big, it's pretty bold, but it is the one thing I have become known for. And that was strategic. It wasn't by accident. And this starts to differentiate me from other people in my industry. For example, Manu of your social team is more known for easy content creation through Canva templates and tips and tricks. And Natasha of Shine with Natasha is known for video strategy. Technically, I do content directing for both of these brands. I work with them. A lot of what we talk about and what we do will tend to overlap. And technically, both of them are my direct competitors. We are fighting for similar audiences. But because each of us have become known for a niche or something very particular within the marketing and social media industry as a whole, we are able to differentiate ourselves. Even though we might provide similar tips, we might have the same advice, we might have the similar tactics, but we all have our specialties within our industry of marketing. And this is why becoming known for one thing is so important. Technically, our niches are identical. It's social media marketing, but we've become known for very specific things. And that's what I want you to do as a small business owner. And before you start panicking and worried that you've pigeonholed yourself into something that you're like, I don't want to be known for that one thing, or that doesn't feel good, it feels restricting. I want you to hear me out because becoming known for one thing actually gives you more freedom than you think. Because once people understand your superpower and the general thing that you know you are the expert in, they will follow you anywhere from platform to platform. You can start to introduce new topics, you can talk about different things, but you are still known for the one person that does this one thing that they absolutely love and need. So, to niche or not to niche? That is the question. And this is some advice that I have heard finding itself more and more frequently on social media of you need to become the niche. There are a lot of people out there saying that you don't need a niche because you are the niche. And while that sounds really cool and intriguing and it sounds simple, and I get the appeal, especially if you are a multi-passionate person. But I actually want to disagree with this statement. If you are a small business owner or sometimes even a personal brand, this will still ring true. A lot of that advice is geared toward lifestyle content creators, influencers, or people that, yes, it makes sense for them to become the niche. They are the product, they are selling themselves and their personality. Whereas you are a small business owner, or maybe you're a personal brand, you need to become known for one thing that you offer, one thing that you sell, one problem that you solve. And that one thing can be broad. Remember my example of content strategy. You can see how many things fall underneath the umbrella of content strategy. And if you're trying to build and grow a business, you have to make it easy for people to understand what problem you're going to solve, how they can work with you and give you money, because you being yourself or being the niche isn't the problem you solve. It's not what you sell. Being yourself is a byproduct of the content creation, not the other way around like it would be for an influencer or a content creator. And unfortunately, this is the harsh reality of it. When people are interacting with a brand or a business online, they like to put us in categories. People's brains like to put us in boxes that are easily identifiable and recognizable. Now, whether you like it or not, that is simply the truth. People want to know what it is that you do so that they can easily remember. And every time they see your face or your brand or anything pop up online, they can instantly recognize what kind of content they're about to consume. And this is where most small business owners really struggle with this mentality, because they feel like they're going to be leaving money on the table by not talking about everything that it is that they do. For instance, maybe you are some kind of photographer, but you also like to do some branding and design work. But you also have a mini course about productivity as a photographer. And then you also like talking about motherhood and maybe your fitness journey. Your audience is going to get confused by that very, very quickly. They don't know what you actually do and what they should hire you for and when they should hire you for that. So instead, they're going to hire somebody else whose expertise is crystal clear. And I see this all the time with small business owners, where your message is so diluted, or you have 15 different links in your bio and you're talking about too many different things that they wonder where the sales are going and why they're not coming in. It's because your audience is very confused on what it is you're trying to do and sell. Simplification doesn't limit your message. If anything, it will amplify it. And when you focus on that one clear thing hits even harder. Okay, so I want to give you some real life examples across a few different industries, even with some influencers and content creators here, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So first, I actually want to shout out to my sister. She is a fantastic actress, and she does everything from musicals to plays, and she has found a super fun niche on Instagram for her acting. Over the last couple of years, she started doing cosplay, and she really became well known for 𝗙𝗧𝗛 from the 𝗓𝗏𝗏 series. Don't ask me anything about it. I still haven't read it, even though she really, really wants me to. But my point here still stands. Vast majority of her content and what she's become known for is as that character that she is role-playing. She's grown a massive following on both Instagram and TikTok for really stepping into this role and creating, I would argue, about 90% of her content around this character. That doesn't mean she is limiting her acting roles and everything else she does. She still performs in community theater with a ton of very well-known musicals and plays. She also sometimes does other 𝗓𝗏𝗏 characters. Sometimes she does other cosplay characters, and sometimes she shows up at events and, has really built a brand for herself just in this fantasy cosplay world. But the one thing that she is known for and gets her foot in the door in other places is as the character 𝗙𝗧𝗛. And here's the thing, a lot of people might think that this is limiting, but instead, she is actually becoming memorable, her content is very shareable and consumable, and she's getting other acting opportunities because of the niche that she's found herself in. Then we have somebody like Taylor, who runs the account 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗡. Now, Taylor is a very, very well-known marketer. She's worked for big names like Later and Girl Boss. She's a great content marketing specialist, content strategist. Listen, she knows content strategy and she knows social media marketing, but she decided to launch this side brand of 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗡, which I love that she got that handle. And everything within that account and within that sub business that she has focuses on delivering tips about Instagram Reels. She knows so many other things about social media strategy and content marketing, but she dedicated that one brand to talking about just one thing, and it skyrocketed. It got instant overnight virality. The account grew super, super fast. and she's found success in finding the niche. And lastly, to give you the perspective of even this coming from a lifestyle creator and an influencer, one of my favorites, Musings of a Curvy Lady, she talks about so many different things: fashion and travel and fragrance and makeup. So many different things that she would talk about that people would consider a niche. But instead, her niche is navigating the world as a curvy lady. And I think it's absolutely brilliant in the fact that even influencers are tapping into this niche or this specialty, or honestly becoming known for one thing and then having multiple things that you talk about underneath it. So with these examples, you can see that each and every one of them have a very, very clear identity on what it is that their content delivers on. It gives them a framework to create powerful content, and it doesn't limit them at all. Okay, so how do you actually do it? How do you simplify your own brand? First, I want you to identify your superpower. I know it sounds lame, but hear me out. What's the one thing that you are genuinely super good at that relates to your business or the reason why you started your business? What would your family and friends say that you do? What would they say is your superpower? What would colleagues or old clients or referrals, how would they talk about you? Number two, I want you to audit your current online presence. What's in your bios? What's in your handles, your profiles? Just audit what's going on currently and how you are outwardly projecting yourself, and see if it's a little bit of refinement. Is it clear? Is it confusing? Is it like objectively like, hey, if I landed there as a complete stranger, would I understand what this person does and what problem they might solve for me, what they might do, who they are, basically? Number three, I know you've heard this one before, and it's just a very helpful exercise. You don't have to use it every single day, but it might get your brain going, and it's coming up with your one thing statement. And it's as simple as, I help this person with this problem. You can keep it that simple. So number four, I want you to start filtering your current content ideas through this lens of, this is the thing I want to be known for. And think to yourself, if I posted this, does it align with that statement? Does it align with that thing that I want to be known for? And if it doesn't, maybe just skip it for now. You can always revisit it, but maybe just start to find that content that really speaks to that niche and that thing you want to be known for. Lastly, number five, I actually want you to make it easy for other people to talk about you. Let's say I wanted to refer you to one of my friends. What is that one simple statement, that one simple sentence, that one keyword that I could easily and quickly in conversation with a friend talk about you? How would I introduce you? How would I refer my friend to work with you? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I do multiple things. I don't want to limit myself. I do multiple things in my business that I really want to talk about. And the thing is, you can still do multiple things. I'm not telling you to scratch that entire side of your identity or your business, but I want you to lead with your main thing. It's going to hook people in, the right people in, and naturally you can bring up other things in conversation and the relationships you build online and maybe eventually in some content. But you first have to become known for the one thing. The bottom line is that simplification is how you're going to stand out in a noisy world of social media. You have to stop being everything to everyone, because then you're actually talking to no one. You're not connecting, you're not resonating by trying to talk to the masses. Pick your thing, own it, and make it as clear as possible what you want to be known for. So I want to challenge you to drop your statement or make a proclamation of what it is that you want to be known for in the comment section below, so that it lives out in the ether, on the internet, in public, so that you can actively start working towards that. Otherwise, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week.